Hello everyone, my name is Ferdinand and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like my content, please do consider subscribing, leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate that. Also, leave any feedback or suggestions that you may have in the comment section below. And with that, let's jump into today's video. So, considering that out of all of my videos that I've uploaded till now, my most viewed video is my Sony X900H TV review, which is a TV that I bought a few months ago, and I put up my review and first impressions video of it, which I will link in the description below as well. For those of you who may not have watched that video, I highly recommend it. Does seem like it's getting a lot of views, either because people are searching that TV up and my videos coming up on it, or I don't know, maybe some people like it. So definitely do watch it. So a little bit of a background: I bought a Sony X900H TV in December in Canada. At the end of December, after Christmas, there's this special week that's called Boxing Week, which starts from Boxing Day, which is basically December 26th till January 1st, and the deals usually in Canada on electronics or basically anything are pretty good in that time. So I bought a Sony X900H at that time for $1,000 Canadian, which would be about $750 US. A very good deal for a 55-inch Sony X900H. So an amazing TV. So since that video got a lot of views, I thought that I might as well post a video about my TV that I had previously, basically a TV that the Sony replaced. And so that idea was born, and I was like, okay, I'll give that a try and see. So the TV that I replaced with my Sony, my older TV, was a HAIER 42E3500 model, so E3500. It's a 42-inch full HD television. At the time, this is going back in 2014, I bought two of these TVs. One was for my living area and the other was for my own personal room. In 2014, I bought the TVs from Costco. I mean, I did a little bit of searching for TVs online at the time. I had a pretty low budget for TVs, so I went to Best Buy, Costco, Staples, and then when I went to Costco's website, I saw this TV posted there. So at the time when I bought the TV, I only had two basic criterias that I wanted fulfilled for the TV that I bought. And the main two things that I needed from the TV that I was going to buy was, one, that it had to be a full HD 1080p TV. That the resolution on the TV should be at least 1920 by 1080, like full HD, not that HD ready 720p or anything like that. So full HD TV. And the second very important thing for me personally was that the TV had to have 3 HDMI ports, because at the time I had my PS4, which I brought from Pakistan, which was my main gaming console at the time, an Xbox 360, which I acquired not too long after I came to Canada, and a PS3. So I wanted 3 ports, and even if I wasn't going to plug in all 3 of my TVs, I was going to have an Android TV box attached to my TV as well. So I needed a TV with at least 3 HDMI ports, and with a budget of about $200 to $400, there weren't a lot of TVs that had that option. Most TVs within that price point only had about like 2 HDMI ports at maximum, and that really didn't work for me. And that was one of my main reasons as to why I chose this particular TV within this price point. So it was available on Costco for $2.99, a pretty good deal as far as I was concerned. So obviously it made a lot of sense for me to kind of jump on this at that point and buy this TV for $300 plus taxes in Canada, so 2 of them in total. So going over the details of the TV a little bit further, I did manage to get the spec sheets of it, so we'll go through some of the details here together. So going through the specs, now the TV does come with a 60 Hz panel, though I'm kind of iffy on that, whether that's believable or not. The TV itself is an LED panel. I think it's LED. It's a backlit LED panel. I think it comes on the next page as well. Comes with 3 HDMI ports, as I mentioned, and we can see on the screen as well. So yeah, LED backlit LCD panel. 3 HDMI ports, does come with a USB and a VGA port as well, which I tried to use USB ones but it didn't really work out. The brightness is about 200 nits, as we can see here as well. HDMI compatible. It didn't come up with any of the fancy stuff or anything like that. 60 Hz, like I said before as well. So an okay TV for what it offered. And like I mentioned, I mean, my main reason was that I just wanted a full HD TV with 3 HDMI ports mainly. And you know, at the time, now going back in 2014, at the time when I bought these TVs, I don't think I had any idea about the you know, black levels, contrast, color accuracy. Frankly, at the time, I don't think I would have even cared about those things, even if I knew, because my budget just didn't allow me to buy an expensive TV to begin with. So quite obviously, these things wouldn't have mattered to me at the point, and I didn't even know the differences at the time myself anyway. It's only when I did the most of this research on TVs, when I was deciding which TV to buy now in last year, at the end of last year, beginning of this year, is when I found out that there are so many factors that go into buying a TV, especially if you're buying a TV specifically for gaming and movie watching, right? So that was a pretty big deal. This TV at the time, it fit my budget, so, and it covered all of my needs, and honestly that was all I could ask for at the time. For the specifics of the TV as well, like I said, backlit panel, it's LED, it's a very light TV. Colors on it, so in my experience, I'm going to go through some of these things on what I've noticed. The colors on the TV are okay. I wouldn't say they're out of this world amazing, especially now that I have the Sony. Honestly, it's in comparison to it, it's not that good. But when you have the TV by itself, it's not bad. The brightness on the TV itself is okay as well. Like I said, according to the spec sheet, it's about 200 nits. 200 nits. I think peak brightness would be anywhere about 225, 250 maybe, but you know, it's not a super bright panel, but it does the job. Blooming is non-existent on the TV. I haven't noticed any blooming around any bright areas. But bleeding into dark areas is a very big thing. When you're watching a movie, the black lines above and below the scene, especially in a movie aspect ratio, you'll notice that they're lit up. So you know that there is you know, there is a lot of light bleeding into black areas. Black uniformity, you know, obviously that conversely goes from that bleeding part into it. Black uniformity is not good on this TV, so contrast as well doesn't look that amazing. Colors don't pop out, like I said. What else? At the same time, gray uniformity, I have no idea how to check that on a TV, but if the TV by itself has anything to show, or if you go from the current spec sheet that it has, I'd say gray uniformity is probably subpar as well. Movie watching on the TV, it's acceptable. Yet again, not good, not amazing, but just acceptable. Sound quality is low. The TV does not have very good sound. You go above the sound level of 40, 45, the sound starts I don't know really how to explain it, but it kind of sounds like it's starting to break up. Honestly, I'd suggest if you can get even like a cheap sound bar, it's probably preferable with this TV. It's definitely not a good speaker on this TV itself. Now, gaming, when it comes to it, I would say, because that was my primary reason for buying this TV back in 2014, gaming on the TV, it's adequate. I wouldn't say that it's good. The screen, like I said, it does say it is a 60 Hz panel. It does flicker when you are playing any fast-paced games, but I don't know. It's, for whatever reason, the panel at times does look like it's lagging behind whatever signal it's getting from like my PS4 or my Xbox, and it doesn't seem good. And when that does happen, The colors also seem washed out as well, or it clearly, you can see that it's missing frames and it's skipping you know, the scenes, and you have this weird effect that kind of comes in. It's just it's not a good panel if you want to play a game with a higher frame rate, for sure. And honestly, personally, I wouldn't have been able to tell the difference in some of these features until I got my Sony, and then when is it that I could actually tell that, okay, you know what, there's a huge difference between what this TV could do, like my Sony could do, versus what my HAIER was able to offer me, right? Both TVs are worlds apart, so you know, it's definitely something to keep in mind. Overall, for me, the TV has good number of HDMI ports, and it's an okay overall TV for the price. I think you can't beat the fact that when I bought this TV in 2014, because I don't even think it's available now at this point, with 3 HDMI ports and full HD video resolution capability, this was a steal for me for $300 Canadian. I thought it was a fantastic TV, and it served me well. Between you and me, if you have older consoles like the PS3, Xbox 360, or even the base PS4, which is something that I still have because I couldn't get my hands on the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, so you know, just the base PS4 and Xbox One, I think this TV will work just fine with those consoles. The games that came out later in the generation might not, you know, you might not be able to see the best graphics out of them, like there's no HDR and stuff like that. Obviously this TV is not capable of doing any of those things, but you know, any of the base consoles in the previous generation or the PS3, Xbox 360 games, they should run just fine and you're gonna have no issues at all. Definitely not for consoles like PS4 Pro or Xbox One X or any of the current generation, like I mentioned, PS5 or Xbox Series X. I think you owe it to yourself to have a TV that's at least decent enough to run 4K games, even if it's not capable of doing 120 FPS, which most games I don't think will be available at that frame rate, or neither even the newer consoles would be capable of doing as well, right? So keep that in mind. Overall, it's not a bad TV. I don't even know if it's available in the market. I think there's a couple of places that I saw when I was searching for the details about the TV online that was available for maybe, I think, $225 or $230 Canadian dollars, which is, you know, yet again, not a bad price for a 42-inch TV, which was also a very big factor for me. Most of the TVs in $200-$300 range were 30 to 35 to 40-inch TVs, so having a 42-inch was, in my opinion, a very big advantage that I had with this TV. And you know, I'd say it did its job amicably, but it was definitely a time for an upgrade in 2020. I think with the whole corona situation, I was feeling homesick and I really wanted to have a good TV, so you know, did a lot of research. Like I said in my previous video, went out and bought Sony X900H. But you know, just giving my thoughts on what this TV was like. I gotta be honest, it was really hard finding pictures online to put up in this video for a HAIER TV. I mean, it's definitely not a popular TV, so it's very difficult to find pictures of it in that regard. So, but anyway, guys, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Let me know what you all think, and I'll see you all next time, guys. Take care. Bye.